Transformation is a cross between an opera and a modern musical. It tells about a shy and peace-loving child who, in common with many like him, has to overcome bullying and other obstacles imposed by his reticent nature. He forces himself to become more extrovert as he matures into a man who wants to change the worst aspects of the society he sees around him. Although it has not been staged yet, the music for the show has received many accolades from theatre goers and professionals who have become familiar with the work. One of them, the internationally acclaimed theatrical set designer Jeremy Railton, described the work as great storytelling with great music, and offered to design the set, which is a revolving Gothic structure that allows for quick scene changes. The show begins with two chorus numbers that examine the state of the world.
So much aggression in the world, so much offending, so much oppression in the world, it's never ending. Madness is
nearly overcrowded. More than 350,000 babies born each day. While drought and famine plague the poorest of the nations, snatching hopes and dreams and lives away. Meanwhile, finite earth resources are depleted day by day. Only those with wealth and power get to have a say. There's no democracy in many of our nations, where greedy, ruthless plutocrats hold sway. The gap between the rich and poor keeps growing wider, and it keeps on growing day by day. It has been that way forever, nothing ever seems to change. But there has to come a day when things are rearranged. Babies keep on tumbling out each day. And every week there are millions more, and even more on the way. And still they keep on tumbling out, and still they keep on tumbling out, with many more on the way. The biggest threat to us is overpopulation, when there are just so many mouths to feed. And everywhere the truth is there before us, a new way of life is what we need. But babies just keep tumbling out each day. And every week there are millions more, and even more on the way. It has been that way forever, nothing ever seems to change. But there has to come a day when things are rearranged. Jesus, Buddha, and the other gentle preachers had it right. Blessed are the meek, but now the meek must learn to fight.
The central character, Tom, then introduces his background. Born to a drunken father and a put-upon mother. With that kind of background, it's no wonder he longs for stability and peace.
I was born a very docile child, with every kind of doubt and when somebody came too near. I found I longed for some kind of release, wanting everyone to live in peace, hoping all that noise surrounding me would cease. I could never see why there always had to be a great deal of unpleasantness and so much disharmony. people so inclined to take umbrage and offense for the slightest reason or excuse. It just seemed to me to make no sense. I would run from any kind of strife. Any confrontation cut me like a knife. All I wanted was a calm and carefree life. For a long, long time, I was constantly afraid. Maybe I was just too sensitive, but that's just the way that I was made. I was left with no other choice but to try to make myself strong. When you live your whole life in fear, there is nowhere you belong. I was forced to learn to ignore all doubts and fears, and to make myself less sensitive, and to leave behind the time for tears. But beneath the tough facade, I remain the gentle soul that I always was when I was young. Only now it's under my control.
Tom's mother bewails the fact that she is constantly left alone while her husband goes gambling and drinking.
He's out again tonight, drinking and gambling, and maybe caught in some drunken brawl. And every month we sink deeper and yet deeper in the mud, in debt to one and all. Each night I wait for him, hungry and lonely, and every night I get some excuse why there's no money for clothes and rent or groceries. So I say, what's the use? What's the use in being married to someone who never can provide for what you need? I keep trying hard to get him to change, but I never ever can succeed. And every now and then we have got to move on, as we fall heavily in arrears. And that's the way that our life continues throughout these never-ending years. We are never in one place for long. We are always moving on. We can never put down any roots. We have nowhere we can claim that we belong. It is hard not to feel self-pity, but it seems that I can never ever win. I just feel that I can't go on, though I try so hard to not give in. I sometimes think that I want to leave him, but then postpone it another day. And then I find that I've left it too late, for I have a baby on the way. I am trapped in a marriage I can't escape, with an extra mouth to feed. I am stuck with a footloose husband who can't provide the basic things we need.
Tom's father continues to run up gambling debts and is regularly visited by menacing creditors who want their money back, forcing the family to leave town. Here is an excerpt from the song.
Life is hard and unforgiving.
It is hard to make a living. That may be, but you must still repay us. Even on humiliation, we need some release. There is constant degradation. All we want is peace. The fact remains that you have got to pay. You can't escape the fact that it's time to pay, time to pay, time to pay, time!
Tom expresses his views about his father in the following song.
My father was a very weak man, given to gambling and hanging out in bars. I'm sure he never meant to cause harm, but in the end he left us with scars. He was a man deeply troubled inside, from things I think he wanted to hide, things that he was too ashamed to reveal, things that he tried very hard to conceal. There was a tension that hung in the air, a sadness of which I was always aware. I heard that.
Tom's mother bewails the fact that they are continually having to move because of the husband's debts.
We never stay in any place for long. Just when we're settled, it is time for moving on. It seems that we are always on the run. It makes it hard to find stability or have much fun. Life can be lonely for a rolling stone. You can't keep friends when you are always moving on. You don't have anyone to call upon. You get to like a neighborhood and suddenly you're gone. I feel that I am long past overdue for a vacation. I never seem to have much time for relaxation. It's time to pack our things and move again. I've grown so tired of it, it really is a pain. I'm tired of living such a nomad life. I'm tired of leading this existence as a poor man's wife. Just when you think you're settled, it's time for a new location. How does one learn to deal with this constant irritation? I would like to find a place where I'm guaranteed my space, someplace that provides a base for me. But I found to my dismay that it never comes my way, though I pray that someday I will find a place for me and a little peace of mind. Just when you think you've settled, it's time for a new location. How does one learn to deal with this constant irritation? I just pray for the day when good luck comes my way and at last I can find a home, somewhere I can remain for as long as I want, and I'll never feel alone. Life can be lonely for a rolling stone. You can't keep friends when you are always moving on. You don't have anyone to call upon. You get to like the neighborhood and suddenly you're gone. Just when you think you've settled, it's time for a new location. How does one learn to deal with this constant irritation? I don't know. I despair. I despair.
Whenever his parents move, Tom finds it difficult to make friends amongst other young people who do not like strangers invading their territory and who go out of their way to make him feel unwelcome.
So you think you can just invade our space? Well, let us make this plain. This is our territory, and if you think different, then let us tell your body, think again. If you don't accept it, that's a shame. Every inch of this turf belongs to us. No one else can stake a claim. And if you can't accept that fact of life, then all we can say is, what a shame. If you don't accept it, that's a shame. Everywhere you go, it's all the same. People want to claim their space. Everywhere there is less room to share with the rest of the human race. We will hold on to our territory and protect it come what may. And if that is something you can't accept, then why don't you just go away? Why don't you just hit the road? Everywhere you go, it's all the same. People want to claim their space. to share with the rest of the human race. With the rest, a little space off, with the rest are lost. Everyone just wants to try to hold on to the things they've got, and then some more. Everywhere you go, it's all the same. People want to claim their space. Everywhere there is less room to share with the rest of the human race. Everybody wants to live in peace. Everywhere you go, it's all the same. People want to claim that space. Everywhere there is less room to share with the rest of the human race. So hit the road! Go away! Don't come back!
Tom faces an inner struggle as he fights to preserve the innocence and integrity of the child within.
When the child within has no one to protect him, you must learn to be your own protector. You must live behind the wall of toughness when life gets too tense. On the surface you may seem so self-assured, but it is really just a big pretense. For you have to live a double life for the inner child's defense. Part of you will always stay the same, no matter how much you may change outside. Though you may appear sophisticated, inside you remain a child. Everybody has a frightened child inside them, even though they may not seem afraid. We all show the world a bolder side. It is just the way we're made. Part of you will always stay the same, no matter how much you may change outside. Oh, you may Though you may appear sophisticated, inside you remain a child.
Tom discovers that there are different kinds of bully.
Come on, step right up and see the bullies. We have bullies for every occasion. We have fat bullies, thin bullies, medium-sized bullies, and the variety that's there for every bully uses a different kind of bullying technique. Cause of much despair, you find bullies everywhere, and unfortunately there is little you can do about it. It's just something in the air, it's the same thing everywhere. They just do not seem to care, that's just the way it is. Some may try to get at you by tweaking your emotions. Some may use all kinds of mental torture just for fun. Then there are the fashion bullies who may try to shame you. They want to impose their narrow views on everyone. There's another sort of bully of the intellectual kind. They want to get right inside your head and tamper with your mind. They can be the worst of all. They like to make you feel so small. They just want to make a fool of you, and that is all. Different kinds of bullies, what they have in common is a need to show just how imposing they can be. They just hate to be ignored, and so they try their damnedest to attract attention to themselves for all to see.
The only way we can deal with a problem is to stand up to them best as we can.
They say that bullies are cowards at heart. They run away from a strong-hearted man or woman. It's a cause of much despair. You find bullies everywhere, and unfortunately there is little you can do about it. It's just something in the air. It's the same thing everywhere.
They just do not seem to care, that's just the way it is.
Some may try to get at you by tweaking your emotions.
Some may use all kinds of mental torture just for fun.
Then there are the fashion bullies who may try to shame you.
They want to impose their narrow views on everyone.
In an effort to make himself better prepared to face the bullies, Tom studies hard and begins a physical fitness regime.
Stand straight, 1, 2, bend the knees, 3, 4, dip the waist, 5, 6, do it all again. Arms stretched, legs stretched, next you spin the body round, then you do it all again till you feel the pain. Each day you are becoming healthier, harder, leaner, a stronger you. You'll find that life goes smoother and you'll live much longer too. Grab those barbells, lift them, swing them, keep it going till you feel the burn. If you want to be a macho man, then these are all the things you have to learn. Each day you are becoming healthier, harder, leaner, a stronger you. You'll find that life goes smoother and you'll live much longer too. Eat your protein, lose those carbs, and cut out all those fatty foods, come what may. Take up martial arts and learn to fight, and you will live to fight another day. Each day you are becoming healthier, harder, leaner, a stronger you. you'll find that life goes smoother, and you'll live much longer too. Stand straight, 1, 2, bend the knees, 3, 4, dip the waist.
Physical bullies are one thing, but Tom finds himself up against fashion bullies.
Have to keep your eye on new trends all the time. This month's style will soon be dead. You have got to stay ahead if you want to make sure you avoid a fashion crime. Those fashion bullies will try to shame you. They will take issue with your choice of clothes and name you as a disaster, a crime of fashion, and they will do it with extraordinary passion. Take pains with what you wear, don't look as if you don't care,
and make sure they have your hair conforming to the Vogue.
Let me give you one more tip, do not let your standards slip, or you'll end up being labeled as a fashion rogue. Those fashion bullies are out to get you. They'll make a fashion victim of you, then forget you. They'll crucify you, and then they'll fry you, and they'll do everything they can to hang and dry you. You can get burnt when you're caught up in the world of fashion. What we have learned is that you can never win. How can you win in a world that changes every day, where one fashion slip is regarded as a sin? Those fashion bullies, so high and mighty, are really very shallow and extremely flighty. For one day's must-have is next day's cast-off. We wish they'd get inside a rocket ship and blast off.
Let us say it one more time, a fashion slip is not a crime.
You should not be wasting time on trivial pursuits. Fashion has always been taking people for a spin. It has always been the cause of frivolous disputes. You can be sure that in music, art, and literature, the prizes will all go to what's perceived to be the trend. If they don't see you following the latest trend, the leaders of fashion will get you in the end. Those fashion bullies will try to shame you. They will take issue with your choice of things and name you as a disaster, a crime of fashion, and they will do it with extraordinary passion.
Yes, they will fry you and they'll hang you out to dry.
And then, of course, there are the intellectual bullies.
Yes, it's true.
Bullying isn't just a physical thing. There is a kind of mental torture. Intellectual bullies like to make you feel stupid, trying to prove just how clever they are.
Trying to prove just how clever they are.
They like to throw a lot of fancy names at you, e.g. Schopenhauer, Marx, and Proust. They like to flaunt their superiority, trying to give their fragile egos a boost.
Trying to give their fragile egos a boost.
Everywhere you go, it is all the same. People love to strut and pose. They just like to feel superior. If you can't keep up your toast. Many seem to suffer from the emperor's clothing syndrome. They claim to see things that are just not there. They pretend to be a flawless font of wisdom, When the truth is they are simply full of hot air.
When the truth is they are simply full of hot air.
Everywhere you go, it is all the same. People love to strut and boast. They just like to feel superior. If you can't compete, you're toast. Often what we hear them say defies all common sense. When they do not know the answers, they hide in pretense. Everywhere you go, it is all the same. People love to strut and boast. They just like to feel superior. If you can't keep up your toast. I was always in awe of clever people, those who really know the score. But the kind who just like to flaunt their knowledge are the kind I find a bore.
They are nothing but a bore.
Everywhere you go, it is all the same. People love to strut and boast. They just like to feel superior. If you can't keep up your toast, you're just toast.
You're just toast.
At the most.
At the most.
You're just toast.
You're just toast.
Tom laments the fact that so many people who claim to be Christian do not follow the lessons of peace, love, and tolerance that Jesus taught.
So many people claiming Jesus as the Savior,
All the time ignoring everything that he preached.
with pictures on the wall
All of an airbrush-bearded white man
pointing to a bleeding heart, believing it to be great art.
They have made a fetish of the Holy Nazarene.
While all the things he preached about, like charity and love,
All seem to be forgotten as they idolize their Lord,
while hating everyone they see
who does not believe what they believe. Why can't we all live together? Why can't we all get along? Jesus had a simple message. Love is all that really counts. And everywhere you go, great cries of anguish fill the air. And some people stop and stare at a world that's gone insane. There are acts of madness everywhere, and people driven to despair. I see so much brutality, it cuts me to my soul.
with people killing for moment without any care.
There is no rhyme or reason for such insanity. That's not the way that things
Tom finally feels ready to take on the world.
It has been a long road. I have worked very hard, and at last the world is mine to take. Nothing scares me now. I have new fields to plow and a whole new life to make. Things have changed. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I am strong. I have found opportunity and a place where I belong. But there's no time for rest. I must still do my best. I must make the most of what I've got. Now I have the chance. Now that destiny's called, I will give it my best shot. Here's my chance. Hallelujah. I must take it while I can. It's my chance to show all the world that I'm now a whole new man. What I must do is to try to help those who have to go through what happened to me. I must pursue what I know to be true. I believe it is my destiny. Here's my chance. Hallelujah. I must take it while I can. It's my chance to show all the world that I'm now a whole new man. Here's your chance, hallelujah. You must take it while it's your chance to show all the world that you're now a whole new man.
Tom attracts a growing number of friends and supporters who urge him on to greater things.
Now you've achieved your basic aim. You've made your mark, you're in the game. Doors have now opened wide for you. There's nothing you can't do. I believe you have far to go. The world is your oyster, as we know. Everyone sees that you're a man of destiny, from head to toe. You've worked so hard to get yourself here. You've conquered every doubt and fear. You've earned yourself the right to pick and choose. It's true. Springtime is in the air, and you
a bed of roses, a bed of roses.
I hope it's as good as everyone supposes.
We are sure that you'll do well. The hard part's over. Now you have been elected. Now you've been elected. You'll be making history. Everyone's eyes are on you now. Everyone now is expecting great things. As you're still free, I cannot help but hope that you will marry me.
Now that I've won and been elected, I want to do all that I can. I swear I'll do my best to serve my country and my fellow man, and of course all women, and that's the truth, I promise you.
The first act ends with the hope that people will learn to get along together.
Why is it so hard for everyone to try to work together? Why is it so hard for us to get along somehow? We let our ego and our vanity get in the way. When the stresses of life growing on you, it's very hard to contain your anger. Then we lash out and make others angry too, and that is how things spiral out of all control and make us lose sight of the wider view. If a God there be, give all the strength to see that maybe we can make the world a better place. Maybe we won't find perfection nor total harmony, but maybe if we all tried hard enough, there might be a lot less misery. Everywhere you look, there's war and controversy, death and destruction there for all to see. Many wise men of the past have stated, blessed are those who turn the other cheek, and those who are due to inherit the earth are the mild and meek. And when at last all fighting is over, there'll be the ones who have won. What is clear is that it's up to us to change our fate. If we don't, we'll all end up destroyed by greed and rage and hate. Nothing
really try to get along. It's been said, all that you need is love. Keep the peace, live and let others be. Be gentle and kind to others, and try to live your life in harmony.